Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. The famous Wineglass Marathon is back in the Southern Tier. Our Maggie Hall was trackside with coverage and results.
Many Wineglass volunteers were already setting up at 5 a.m. Market Street was closed off to cars, and 26.2 miles were reserved throughout the county for the race series. The first to cross the Wineglass finish line was half-marathon winner Robert Guitapitro.
Let's see if this is Robert. Yes, it is. Robert Guitapitro from Staten Island. Robert! Just over 107. Nice run, Robert.
And he said he has never run a road race before and that this was also his first half marathon. Winner of the women's division was Roberta Groner, who was just 6 minutes behind Robert. She crossed the finish line with 1:13:43 as her final time. Sarah embraced Dina Castor, the Wineglass's special guest. She is an Olympian bronze medalist, bringing the medal home from Athens in 2004. Welcome to the Wineglass. There are runners from over 13 countries and 48 states crossing the finish line behind me, as well as runners from our very own Southern Tier.
Folks, put your hands together for this course record. Spencer Frisky out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, unofficially 2:17:57.
Spencer set a new course record for the marathon by over 2 minutes, and it was his first full marathon. Lindsay Perino finished first for the women's category. Marathoners were welcomed with blankets, food, and water by Wineglass volunteers. Many were also greeted by excited family members at the end of their race. The race results are available at wineglassmarathon.com. See you next year. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
Farm workers' overtime threshold has been cut nearly in half. New York Department of Labor Commissioner Roberta Reardon has approved the recommendation to lower the overtime hours of farmers from 60 hours to 40. The hours will slowly be reduced over a 10-year period. New York Farm Bureau President David Fisher responded to the decision by saying it makes it tougher to farm in New York and will be a financial blow to farmers. Minimum wage workers will see an increase in their paychecks beginning next year. The New York State Department of Labor has approved an order to raise the minimum wage in counties in upstate New York to $14.20 an hour. This is a whole dollar increase from the current $13.20 minimum wage and helps set the path to a $15 minimum wage. The Labor Department estimates this increase will help hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers find financial stability. Holiday prices are already in effect at post offices across the country. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg was at the post office today to learn more about the rates.
Peak season pricing is now in effect until January 22, 2023, according to the U.S. Postal Service. The higher rates affect priority mail, first-class package service, parcel select, and retail ground. The price changes depend on what and where you are shipping. The bigger and heavier your package, the more expensive it will be. Some price changes were only raised by 25 cents. However, large and heavier items could cost an additional $6.50 to ship. The early price raise is part of the Postal Service's plan called Delivering for America. Delivering for America is a 10-year plan with the aim of helping the Postal Service achieve financial stability. According to the Postal Service, USPS has some of the lowest postage rates in the industrialized world. These rates will help keep USPS competitive and provide the agency with the revenue to cover costs in anticipation of peak season. Increased shipping prices could have a big effect on other markets. Third-party sellers and businesses like Etsy and eBay may have to charge more for shipping to cover these new rates. Other major carriers like UPS and FedEx are also increasing to their holiday rates earlier. The early price raises come just months after the Postal Service permanently increased the price of forever stamps. A full breakdown of the rate change is available on the Postal Service's website. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Corning.
A woman was arrested in Elmira this weekend for stabbing a person with a screwdriver. Elmira police responded to a disturbance in the 400 block of North Main Street. That's where police say Catherine James allegedly stabbed the victim multiple times with the screwdriver before an officer was able to break up the fight. The victim was transported to Arnott Ogden and is in stable condition. James is charged with assault in the second degree. Elmira police are asking anyone with more information about this incident to call them at the number on your screen. It's a special occasion this month at Elmira's Clemen Center.
This is our 45th birthday this month, and we are celebrating the sapphire anniversary of the Clemen Center that reopened really in 1977 with Ella Fitzgerald here in concert. So quite a while ago, but we look forward to many, many more exciting adventures in the next 45 years.
The theater is kicking off its birthday month with many performances. You can visit clemencenter.org to purchase tickets. Nearly a week after Ian made landfall, rescue crews are still looking for survivors in Southwest Florida, while others are just trying to get back to their homes to assess the damage. Lauren Blanchard has more.
Southwest Florida will have a very long rebuild after Ian, even as rescuers continue to look for survivors. Days after Ian tore through Florida, many roads and bridges along the southwest coast remain impassable. Officials warn the situation could get worse as lakes and rivers continue to overflow. Residents are wading through high water and traveling by boat to see what's left of their homes.
My husband just walked back to our place, hopefully to check it out to see what kind of damage we have. And I'm just standing here worried until he gets back.
People who will need to rebuild now face the daunting question of where to even start.
They have to make something work. I mean, they put their life efforts into their businesses.
On barrier islands cut off by the storm, rescue crews are arriving by helicopter, going door to door in hopes of finding anyone still stranded. Some residents taken to safety say they underestimated Ian's power.
It was much bigger than we had anticipated, so I think it would have been a different decision had we known.
Hundreds of thousands of Floridians remain without electricity or clean drinking water. Thousands of utility crews have come in from across the country to help.
Once we finish a task and they power outages went down, they'll start mobilizing people to other places, other parts of Florida.
President Biden and the First Lady getting a look at Hurricane Fiona damage in Puerto Rico today. Then on Wednesday, they'll be here in Southwest Florida to see what Ian left behind. In Naples, Florida, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
A fan died at the Pittsburgh Steelers game after falling from an escalator. The Pittsburgh Department of Public Safety said paramedics administered care on site before the man was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Officials said the man died shortly thereafter. City officials say the mobile crime unit responded to the scene and the violent crime unit is leading an investigation. There's no stopping the Ukrainian counteroffensive as Russia reels from more losses on the battlefield and once again floats the idea of a nuclear strike. Trey Yingst reports from Kyiv, Ukraine.
Ukrainian troops are celebrating a major victory, retaking Liman over the weekend, a key strategic city linking Russian forces in the east and south, setting the stage for even more progress in the coming days. It's a significant setback for Vladimir Putin, both strategically and symbolically. The Ukrainians now retaking territory that was included in Russia's annexation plan.
When the Ukrainian flag is returned, no one will remember the Russian farce with some pieces of paper and some annexations.
At the same time, Ukrainian forces are also making progress in the south. The two-pronged counteroffensive has Russian forces stretched thin, and Moscow is now expected to increase its targeting of civilian areas.
We need more support from our Western allies, more ammunition and weapons, and more troops.
Russia's losses on the battlefield could also have Vladimir Putin inching closer to a nuclear strike. One of his closest allies suggested over the weekend that Putin should use small-yield nuclear weapons to turn the tide. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says Moscow is engaging in nuclear saber-rattling, and it won't work, saying the U.S. and other Western allies will continue supporting Ukraine until the last Russian troops withdraw.
We're focused on doing everything we can to make sure that Ukraine has what it needs to be successful now as they continue to work to take back occupied territory.
Last week, lawmakers in Congress approved a spending bill that includes more than $12 billion in new military aid for Ukraine. In Kyiv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Your complete workweek forecast is coming up. Plus this.
It's soccer taken to the next level. I'm Ashley Strohmeyer with a look at the record-breaking game played on board an aircraft, all in zero-gravity conditions. That's all straight ahead.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
A fall-like weather pattern has quickly moved in as we flipped over that calendar page. Now, over the weekend, we were battling some stronger winds as well as some overcast skies due to remnants of Ian working its way out of the Appalachians and back towards the Atlantic, and still even allowing for some showers across the coastal areas. But we'll note that we did allow for temperatures to even see a slight warm up ahead of that system, giving us 67 degrees, but we quickly saw those temperatures fall again as today we even held within those 50s. So this cooler air forecast is definitely going to be more dominant, but there are some changes that we'll be tracking. Through the overnight, we'll continue to stay under some passing cloud cover as well. Watch temperatures fall into those 30s. We have a northerly wind in place that's going to continue to influence this cooler weather pattern. So note that again, we are going to be dealing with the potential of some of that patchy frost, especially if some skies are able to clear out. You see areas like Bath fall to about 36 degrees. If you hang on to some of that cloud cover, that helps those overnight low temperatures hold into the 40s. So just some patchy frost is what we'll detail for our Tuesday morning, and then we'll continue to talk about warming conditions. Now, still we'll factor in some passing cloud cover and a cooler Tuesday overall, so we'll be slightly below average, but we are looking at the potential to be back up into the 70s, which is above average. As into Elmira, we're seeing that our average sits at about 67 for this time of the year. So definitely more pleasant with bright skies in store Wednesday and then into Thursday with calm weather conditions. But there will be a frontal passage that is going to come quickly after this warming trend, and that's going to allow for another cool down as well as could bring some showers to the area with that passage late on Friday into Saturday. So as we trend into our Tuesday, what we'll notice that we have those temperatures into the 30s and then we'll climb into those 60s. So overall looking pretty pleasant for this time of the year as we're looking at our high temperatures to hit just about 64 degrees. Again, just some passing cloud cover, definitely going to bring in brighter skies as the day continues to persist, as we'll climb to about 62 in New England, Westfield around 59 degrees. So typical of what we've been dealing with the last few days with a slight edge up in those temperatures. Now, we'll note that overnight low temperatures will still be on the cooler side, but not as cool as we've been dealing with. We'll note that that's going to also then help our afternoon. High temperatures get warmer day to day, as we'll even already put a 70-degree high temperature in place for Elmira and Corning as early as that Wednesday forecast. So we're on the upward swing even all the way through the Finger Lakes. We even see those upper 60s return. So we're up to about 5 degrees above average, and we'll hold that in place again for Thursday as we climb to about 73 degrees. So we'll increase some cloud cover later into the day. For the most part, very pleasant conditions. Get outdoors and enjoy this beautiful weather, because we'll quickly see that we'll hold on to at least mild conditions early into Friday, but then the frontal system passage will make an early enough passage that it will hold our temperatures then only at about 59 degrees. We'll bring in a few scattered showers on Friday. Overall, not expecting significant accumulation as of now, and then we'll stay into those 50s through the weekend as we'll stay under some partly cloudy skies and with more of those frost and freeze concerns.
Disney works out a deal with the Dish Network. Lawmakers in New Jersey want Costco to sell gas to everyone, and McDonald's newest toys are for grown-ups. CJ Papa has today's business briefs.
Dish Network reaching a tentative deal to restore all TV channels owned by Disney. The agreement ends a contract dispute that resulted in millions of these satellite broadcasters' customers losing access to Disney-owned channels, including ESPN and ABC. Dish has 10 million subscribers nationwide. Costco locations in New Jersey may soon be forced to sell gas to everyone. Costco members are currently the only people allowed to fill up their cars in the Garden State. In July, the retail giant ended an 18-year deal that allowed all residents to buy their gas, which is known for being less expensive than other stations. But 2 state senators introduced separate bills that would reverse Costco's decision. And McDonald's is launching a new box meal today in collaboration with streetwear fashion label Cactus Plant Flea Market. The meals look like they're Happy Meals and feature collectibles looking like iconic McDonald's characters. You can either get a Big Mac meal or a 10-piece McNugget meal at stores today. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
Target announces their new Deal Days. They'll start this Thursday, October 6th, and go through the 8th, about a week before Amazon's second Prime Day, which is set for October 11th. Some of the top offers: toys from Disney, LOL Surprise, Barbie and Coco Melon will be up to 50% off, and Xbox Series S consoles will be $50 off. Nike is the latest brand to offer customers discounts due to excess inventory. The company says inventories increased 65% in North America compared to a year ago. Nike says it will discount items, especially apparel, as the holiday shopping season gets underway. The company also plans to sell items to discount stores like TJ Maxx. Despite the excess inventory, Nike reported a 4% rise in sales for the quarter ending in August compared to the same time a year ago. Build-A-Bear enters the world of digital currency with its own collection of non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. The company, which lets you build your own uniquely styled teddy bears, will release several non-fungible Build-A-Bear tokens. The NFTs can be used as representations of cryptocurrency for buying or selling of assets in digital form. They'll be made in partnership with the NFT platform known as Suite. They say there will be 3 phases to the collection. The first will be an auction of a limited edition Build-A-Bear NFT on Tuesday. It's part of Build-A-Bear's 25th anniversary celebration. The auction winner will get a real Build-A-Bear with Swarovski crystals and a red heart. What do you get when you have some of the world's top soccer players compete on an airplane with 0 gravity? The answer is almost out of this world fun. Ashley Strohmeyer has a closer look.
It's a soccer match unlike any you've ever seen.
3, 2, 1, 0 gravity.
As some of the world's top athletes duked it out on board a plane flying at more than 20,000 feet in the air while performing special maneuvers to create a zero-gravity environment.
The conditions are totally different. It's extremely complicated.
Officials at MasterCard were behind the stunt, which brought together soccer players from Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East.
Playing football at a zero-G is really something unique. I haven't seen anything like it before, and definitely it's something that we can call priceless.
But even though the interior of the aircraft resembled a soccer field, players say the absence of gravity had them feeling like a fish out of water.
You don't have control of the situation, and in this case, you have to adapt to where the ball is, to the space itself, to the circumstances of having to try to float.
Teammates could use the ceiling and walls of the plane to help them get their bearings, but bodies definitely collided as players spun in midair as they pursued the rogue ball.
For me to be able to participate and live this experience was undoubtedly something unforgettable, unique, and fantastic.
The Out of This World game has also set a new Guinness World Record for the highest altitude soccer game ever played. Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
Still ahead, a new study is shedding light on how screen time can affect a toddler's brain. We have that story and much more coming up. A new study finds that having less screen time may help toddlers to have better brain development. Researchers from the University of Illinois studied 356 children over 5 years. They asked parents about their children's behaviors, how physically active they were, and how much time they spent looking at screens. Researchers found that toddlers who exercise and spend less than an hour in front of a screen per day had better decision-making and attention compared to kids who spend most of their time watching TV or on phones or tablets. A new study finds taking acetaminophen during pregnancy can affect children. Researchers from Penn State College studied the data of more than 2,400 mothers and their babies. Participants reported their medication intake throughout their 3rd trimester. Researchers then analyzed their children for behavioral problems at the age of 3. The data shows that 41% of the women took acetaminophen while pregnant. Analysts found the kids who were exposed to acetaminophen had higher scores for attention, behavioral, and even sleeping problems. A new study finds that the food you eat might have an impact on how you age. No surprise there. Researchers from Columbia University analyzed the data of almost 1,600 adults between the ages of 67 and 84. Analysts tested the participants' nutrient consumption and its effects on psychological impairment. To do so, they surveyed volunteers annually to see how their nutrient intake affected their aging process. They did this for 3 straight years. The data shows a diet rich in nutrients can be beneficial for elderly adults. If you're browsing grocery stores hoping to find discount deals, chances are you're not finding as many according to a new report. Grocery store discounts like buy one get one free are becoming hard to find for shoppers. The report by the Wall Street Journal says the rate at which grocery stores are offering discounts is still below pre-pandemic levels. Food manufacturers say supply chain issues and shortages are forcing them to cut back on production, causing the prices to be reduced on fewer items. Supermarkets are also paying more for products and promotions. Stay with us. We'll have more right after this. We want to leave you with a smile. Baskin-Robbins is adding a spicy twist to Halloween by rolling out a brand new flavor. The popular ice cream chain unveiled its new Spicy and Spooky treat. This new ice cream features a combination of spicy blood orange flakes, ghost pepper, and dark chocolate. Baskin-Robbins is also rolling out Trixie the Ghost Cake. The cake is made to look like a smiling ghost with an orange bow. Customers can also choose what flavor Trixie will be. Both treats are available in stores now. I'm Scott Beadle. Thanks so much for watching.